you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, man? Happy Friday. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all feeling? It is the weekend, and we are here for another show. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. Let me shout out y'all in the chat, man. What up, Aries? What up, Justin Furlow? Glittery Bubble. She said, y'all got to mean a lot to a chick for me to stop payroll processing just to watch this. You know we love you, girl. Thank you for tuning in. My nigga Black Zen, my nigga Zen Master is in the building. What's going on? Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to his channel as well. All my sports fans out there. 313 Capo, Southern California. What's going on? Now, GMS fam, Will Smith has released an apology, a heartfelt, emotional apology. He asked the hard-hitting questions that everybody, well, not all of them, because if he really wanted to answer all the questions, he would have put one of them August questions up there. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I don't want to disrespect the guy because I got a lot of love for Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? It's just that type of stuff is public, you know? We'll get to that in a minute. I'd rather y'all see what he said and let's talk about it. For those that's seen the video already in its entirety, cool. For those that haven't, bear with me, because I will play this video, but I will stop it maybe once or twice just to point out a few things for people. All right? Let's do this, man. Shout out to everybody in chat. What up, C-Mo? What up, Justin? What up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Shout out to my GMS fam. Now, Will Smith, let's hear it from your words, man. How did this go down? Said it's been a minute over the last few months. I've been doing a lot of thinking and personal work. You asked a lot of fair questions that I wanted to take some time to answer. And here we are.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and
she said it felt like Will slapped me too. I said, oh God, no. No, why did she say that? Why did she say that? Now, to me, it sounded hilarious. I'm sorry. It sounded hilarious when she said that. And I was like, man, I can't believe she said that. And I don't know why she said that. It just made it even worse. But I'm pretty sure somebody like Will heard it and was like, oh, my heart.
You know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and, you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable.
Cause Tony want to whoop that ass. See, that I'm glad he pinpointed the people that made public statements that kind of went viral. Like, for one, you know, the mom did an interview with a news station, and, you know, of course that went viral because she said it felt like he slapped her too. And of course Tony Rock went viral because he went in even more. He said 100 times worse than what Chris Rock said, and I'm pretty sure I know why now, because it's like, yo, me and you supposed to be cool, we all supposed to be cool, and you went out there and embarrassed my brother. Now we need our 5 minutes, and I'm pretty sure even after this apology, he's still gonna want his 5 minutes.
Last 3 months, replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults.
Hit that like button.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? Ooh. No. It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it.
This is the part I'm gonna stop it at for just a minute, because that part was important. If you pay attention to how that question was worded and how it was put out there, it was like that was like a layup of a question, because clearly we seen she didn't say nothing. The whole thing wasn't about whether or not Jada said anything. It was the eye roll, and it was her looking at him and not being able to, and not having a reaction to the said joke at the time. You know, anybody that knows, if you've been with a woman for a long time, all it'll take is a facial expression for you to know how she feels about something or what she wants you to do. So it's not that she had to say anything to you, Will. It's that she didn't feel comfortable about what happened, and you seen it on her face. This is your wife of X amount of years. I don't think that was the question. But another question that should have came up during this was, did your wife in any way play a part in your decision? That should have been the question. It was easy to answer the question of, did she say anything? Of course, she didn't say anything. The better question would have been, did your wife play any part in the reason why you decided to get up and smack Chris Rock? But let's keep going.
I'm sorry, babe. and say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me. And it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. It happened on Questlove's award, and it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
Now, with that said, let me just say this, man. First of all, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about that in the chat right now. If you've seen that already, let me know how you feel about that apology. Was it sincere? Do you think it was disingenuous? Do you think it was just for publicity? Do you think it was just to save face? What do you think? I'm just gonna say myself that this is clearly, regardless of how you feel about the sincerity of the apology, we can all agree that this is foreign territory for a Will Smith, somebody who is universally loved, was, I guess, universally loved, and really couldn't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing that they could find on him. There was no scandals to put out on him. There was no, you couldn't say that he was out here being evil to people in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing that they really could put on this guy. And then it gets to this point where the trickle down effect came, where everybody found out about August Alsina and his wife, and then all of a sudden from there, it's like little pieces of his manhood were just flowing away, as if Thanos snapped his fucking fingers with all the Infinity Stones and just but did it in slow motion, and just little tiny pieces of Will Smith's fucking manhood and pride and ego was just being stripped away from him, and he had to do everything he could to like bring that back. I think that's another reason why he stepped up on social media so heavy and became such a social media guru, so to speak, because it's like putting any attention on any negativity would bring him to a dark place. And I think just over the past few years, he's just now started to accept the good and bad things of life that involve him. Like, you can't just be the face of good all the time, in the face of joy and happiness and good times. It's impossible when you are a human being on this earth. This is why that character that people create for themselves in the entertainment industry is very, very, it's very different. It's odd. It's odd when you don't have a balance. Like you're technically supposed to build a character when you're in this entertainment industry, but if you don't have a balance to it, you may self-destruct. And it's crazy. I was just talking to Motor about this. Motor Man, shout out to DJ Motor Man. He's part of Taylor Gang Conglomerate, man. That's a OG Taylor Gang member right there. We was on Twitter Spaces yesterday. We were talking about egos in the industry, and we were talking about different things that had to do with that. And I think and people building characters and how certain people fall victim to their egos or to that character and forget who they are. There's certain people out there, you know, for instance, like a Wiz Khalifa, who will be Wiz Khalifa when it's time to be Wiz, and when behind the scenes it's like, all right, now that's Cam, that's, you know, who these niggas grew up to hang out with behind the scenes, smoking and chilling and rapping and plotting on how to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. And when you don't have that balance, like I said, it can make you self-destruct at some point. We've seen that. We've seen that a lot in this industry. We've seen people get over the hill about themselves and start to have that ego bring them down. You know, we actually brought up 6ix9ine, and I know this is like a different subject, but it's still on point with what we're talking about with egos. With 6ix9ine's situation, for me, it was never about him snitching. It was about the fact that he built this character and he believed in it so much, and he allowed his ego to get him into a spot where he couldn't get out of. And then when he told and did all that other shit, he got out of prison and started going on a validation tour. He was trying to seek validation from people and trying to make excuses and trying to prove to people that what he did was solid or what he did had a purpose. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, inside, it's fucking burning him inside to be that person. This is now who you are. Don't let your ego, don't let that shit, don't let the character that you've built in this entertainment industry cause you to self-destruct. And I think that's something that Will is trying to work on. I think Will's trying to work on that himself. And I commend him for that. I can't say, because I don't know Will, I can't say that this was genuine or disingenuous, but I think over the years, me paying attention to certain things that he's done, that I have no reason not to believe that he wasn't telling the truth in that video. Yeah, I do believe there are some things left out. Of course, Will probably sees and hears everything, depending on what he's allowed to see and hear, unless he has free range of his phone and social medias. Because if you have free range of your social media and somebody else ain't controlling it, oh, you're going to see a lot of the things people said about you. You're going to see a lot of the things people said about you, and you're going to act like you haven't seen it or you ignored it. But when you are at a certain status in life, that social media presence means something to you. And what people say may or may not affect you. Now, if you realize that this place called social media really ain't a real place, you get over that shit in no time. Yeah, it may bother you for a second, but then you'll remember, like, yo, these niggas, for one, most of these motherfuckers would never say this to your face. For two, most of the people that will say this on the internet will see you in real life and try to take a picture with you or shake your hand and act like a fan. Three, a lot of these accounts be bots. We don't talk about that enough. A lot of these accounts be bots. And we also ain't talking about the fact that Elon Musk ain't buying Twitter no more because Twitter refused to give out their information on their bots. So this should actually tell you what the fuck be going on social media and how these people in these positions try to curate people's mindset. But we'll talk about that later. That's a different subject for another day. We're here to talk about this right here. Will Smith, Chris Rock. One thing I want to point out is Chris Rock, he said what Chris's response to him was when he reached out to talk. He said Chris didn't feel like speaking. And he said when he feels like it, he will let him know. Do I blame Chris? Do y'all blame Chris? I don't blame him. A nigga walked on stage and slapped me for the most harmless joke in the world. and we were supposed to be friends. I don't think I'm ready to talk to you yet. And people like, Will Smith put out an apology and blah, blah, blah. And Chris Rock talking about he doesn't want to talk yet, but he's on the road talking about the slap every night. First of all, how do you know this man is on the road every night talking about the slap if you ain't even going to the shows and they fucking take people's phones, nigga? Second of all, Chris can talk about the slap on tour all he wants. He's making money talking about that damn slap. He ain't gotta talk to Will. That's not his obligation. He didn't run up on stage and slap that nigga. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. That shit is so weird to me, man. And people be really telling on themselves. Those be the type of people that'll fucking smack you and then try to force you to talk to them so that they can feel better. Like they want to feel better about doing you wrong, so they try to force you into trying to be okay with it. I don't. It's people's mentality these days that fucking kills me. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Zen said, the persons that I created for myself suits me better than what was created for me. Brio said, I don't like how they are trying to castrate Will's masculinity. Exactly. A lot of comments, chats are bots created to push a narrative. Hell yeah. Nolan said, Chris can talk about the slap when he feels like talking about it, not when Will is ready. Trey said, victim friends, but you talk about his wife. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like that's the thing about being in the entertainment industry in that level. I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday, another friend of mine, a good friend of mine who's also in the media side of this shit. We talk about how people can be friends with motherfuckers, but if you in the media, if you're in a line of work like being a comedian, you're all subject to jokes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so sure that Chris Rock has said worse about the people he loves and cares about than a G.I. Jane joke. And it's crazy because it's like, for what Chris has said in the past that people keep bringing up, like, oh, Chris said this in the past. He was talking about Jada when she was like, Oscar's so black. First of all, was he wrong? Did anybody ask that? Was Chris Rock wrong for saying that Jada wasn't invited in the first place? How you gonna start a movement about the Oscars and try to boycott a place that didn't even invite you there? That was a great joke. And if they had a problem with that, and you know, Will just stood the fuck up, walked on stage and slapped this man live on television, it would have been way more not of a problem to see Chris when he had a problem then. I do honestly, and because I have respect for Will, it's not like I'm not a fan of Will anymore because he slapped Chris Rock. I don't give a fuck about that. I still think Will is a good dude. I honestly think, though, that he did that because of everything that was built up. All the things that built up over the years, over these past years with his wife and the red table talk. Like, I had to break this down the last time I talked about this because people don't understand. Think about this. You're Will Smith, right? You are one of the biggest celebrities ever. Biggest movie stars ever. Most successful human beings ever. And your wife is Jada Pinkett Smith. I mean, she has some credits on her belt. She did some pretty good things. As a matter of fact, she's a part of some cult classics. You know what I'm saying? She's part of Matrix Chain. She did Low Down Dirty Shame. Set It Off. Set It Off. That's a fucking classic. That is a classic. We can't hate on that. Everybody loves Set It Off. She was the main protagonist in that. I think that's the word for it. In that movie. But when it comes to financial and notoriety, that aspect of everything, it's not the same. And Will Smith still gave this woman the things that she wanted. Jason's lyrics, there we go. Thank you. Great movie. The house that she does Red Table Talk in, and this is not for, I don't want it to get confused. This is not me saying, oh, he did this for you, so you gotta do, like, they're married. So it's like when you do things for your partner, it's supposed to be appreciated in a different way, not taking advantage of, like putting things out on blast to try to demasculinize that man. I think I said that right as well. But the Red Table Talk is filmed in the house, in the dream house that Jada wanted. The dream house. The house she's always wanted. Perfect. This, you talk about, and it's crazy because I feel like a lot of women want a type of man that strives for perfection in the relationship or perfection in anything that they do when it comes to you. They wouldn't want nothing less but perfection. And when somebody like that is in your life and you still aren't appreciative, I don't know if that's a testament to you as your personality, or is that a testament to just how some women act in general? I don't know, but I will say in this secluded instance that she doesn't seem too appreciative. Because not only that, but the story about her birthday, when he did all this stuff for, like, I think he planned it for like a year, a couple years or something like that. He planned something huge for her birthday, did all this stuff, went back to her lineage and, you know, got all this great stuff, put this whole little great presentation together for her and her birthday. And she somehow made that nigga believe it was for him and for his ego. I cannot stress it enough how fucking embarrassing and how insane, asinine, blatantly unappreciative that is. And you want to know why I feel like she said that and why I feel like she made that a thing and made him believe that? Because when it was happening, I'm just guessing. This is my educated guess for somebody who would have something so thoughtful put into their birthday for them, could come up with, oh, this was selfish, this is for you. The only thing I could think of is that while they were sitting there watching that presentation, and after the presentation was over, people were like, wow, Will, and giving him so much praise for doing that, instead of going to her and being like, oh, happy birthday, we love you, Jada. She probably felt slighted because it's like, this guy's already a superstar. He's already the biggest celebrity, and he's that guy. Why are people only praising him for doing something for me? It's like, I can see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you know certain individuals like that, I can take an educated guess and say that that's probably why she felt that way. Because I don't know if anybody in my lifetime that would have something like that, like what he did for them for their birthday, especially somebody older. Like, we not talking about no teenager. He ain't sit no teenager down that want to go to fucking the arcade or Dave and Buster's or fucking the amusement park and watch no documentary on their life. He sat I think she was 40. I think she turned 40. He sat a 40-year-old woman down and she was like, nigga, this was for you. You selfish bastard. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. I wouldn't know. That's what would make a man explore his options. Women, that right there. If a nigga went above and beyond to be perfect for everything that he did for you, not just in his line of work and for what he did, but for you and you still didn't appreciate it. Learn to appreciate that nigga, man. Motherfuckers be asking for X, Y, and Z and get it all and still somehow find their way down the August Alsina road. What? What must we do? What up, Babel? He said he looked up to Will Smith. I'm done with him after the slap. Aww. Will Smith is still a good guy, man. He's still a good guy, bro. I think Will Smith is still a good dude. He is sometimes good dudes get mixed up with the wrong women. And that could switch up your whole process in life and how you maneuver and how you think, how you process everything. Just having the wrong person around you could have you into some shit like this. Do you think if Will was with anybody else, I can't even give you an example. I'm literally saying anybody else. If you think Will was with anybody else, do you think he would have slapped Chris Rock that night? For Chris Rock making a joke on his wife, no matter what the joke was, do you think he would have done the same thing? Do you think? I don't think he would have. I think Will would be a much more happier man if he wasn't married to Jada. That's all I'm saying. Nolan said, we all got family members we still let come around after they have done us wrong. That's a fact. Brielle said, if I were Will, I would take my millions and leave the country for a bit. It's probably what he did. That's actually honestly probably what he did during this time. During this few months of, everything going on, he probably went straight out of the country. You go out the country, you leave somewhere where you don't be around a bunch of people that's talking about what's going on. You'll be all right for a few months. Black Man America said the headline should say Chris Rock is suing the Oscars and Willard Smith. Not Willard. What up, Trey? Trey said, damn, August 1st is Monday. Dramatic. He had to drop this today. He said, nah, man, we can't wait no longer. If we drop this in August, it's going to be hella memes, hella stories. They're not even going to pay attention. We got to drop it today. We got to do it today. If Will would have dropped that video in August, niggas would have went crazy. Joe Blast said, despite the bullshit Will did, he is still human. We all fall short of the glory. Angela S. said, I agree that Jada is manipulative and petty and pretty awful, but at the end of the day, it was Will's hand that hit Chris' face. Yeah, and that's why he's reaping the benefit, or he has to reap what he sowed from that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, regardless if you feel like, oh man, his woman gave him that look, or you know what that means, or he had to do something, or else Jada would have. Either way, he had a choice. We are all humans with choices, man. Whatever those consequences are for those choices, it's up to you to decide whether to make that choice and whether to suffer that consequence. He said it was just a slap. A whoop-a-taw. Honestly, man, look, and honestly, it's been talked about way too long. You know what I'm saying? Niggas have been joking about it, have been going on tour making money. And I said this the first day, man. The first time I ever talked about this, the first thing I said was, everybody's going to be up here talking about it. Everybody's going to be subjects of discussion, all types of shit. But these two men are going to continue to go on and make millions of dollars and take care of their families. Nothing has happened to them in a negative way as far as didn't nobody lose nothing. What, Will was suspended from the academy? Cool. He wasn't even getting awards before then or showing up before then anyway. That was his first fucking year and first time winning an Oscar, and this nigga's been trailblazing fucking roles his entire fucking life. I don't think he cares too much about being disqualified or being whatever from the Oscars. Fuck the Oscars. I honestly feel like this is just one of those things where it happened. Them niggas gonna continue to be successful, continue to be famous, continue to make money. Nothing's gonna transpire from this negatively. I think Will still has his fans. Plus, you know, we live in a society where people are fickle. I love that fucking word, fickle. We live in a fickle ass society, man. They gonna love that nigga again. All he got to do is drop some good content, and everybody like, oh boy, I can see it now. The headline. See, even though, you know, despite Will Smith's Oscar slap, he's still a real good guy. Look at this. And people, all it takes is a good-hearted moment. Everybody's fucking on the brink of depression and traumatized all the fucking time. All they want to see is good shit. So they gonna see some good, wholesome content for Will, and they gonna be eating nuts from that point on. Now, GMS fam, the green room. Y'all know we got 3Gs tonight at 8 o'clock. So make sure y'all pull up for that. I ain't gonna hold y'all long today. I'm gonna go outside and enjoy the weather. Y'all should too. And if y'all just so happen to pull back up, hit that like button too, man. Don't leave this motherfucker without hitting that like button. Also, I gotta see my real GMS fam in the comment section once this live is over, man. Once the live is done, hit that comment section and leave a comment, man. Show some love, man. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it. It's been a hell of a show. Oh, I see your Cash App. Hey, I see your Cash App. Hey, I see your Cash App. Shout out to the 10 from my guy. Yo, man, what is this? Appreciate you, fam. Sent the 10 for the facts. Appreciate you, my guy. Always. GMS fam, the green room. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all at 8 o'clock. Like I said, leave a comment at the end of this video. Much appreciated. We out.